At UFC 310, Alexandre Pantoja ended Kai Asakura's bid to become the first UFC champion from Japan, submitting the Rizin champ with a rear naked choke in round 2. After the early exchanges, Pantoja dominated the bout, and people are now talking about his inevitable GOAT status. Pantoja closed the distance early and forced Asakura to counter with his trademark jumping knees. The champ took things to the mat, but Asakura got back to his feet. In round 2, Pantoja upped the pressure and managed to get to Asakura's back for the choke and the win. It was the Cannibal's third defense, and with multiple wins over the number 1 and 2 contenders, the champ only had one man in mind for his next defense. All my respect to Demetrious Johnson. I respect him, I love him because he opens all the doors for us, but that fight is what I want, admitted Pantoja with respect. If you say it to me, what do you want for Christmas? That's what I want. While the win solidified Pantoja's place as one of the top flyweights in history, he's still chasing Demetrious Johnson's legacy because Mighty Mouse isn't just the greatest flyweight in history, he's in the MMA GOAT conversation. While Pantoja is now tied up with Johnson for most flyweight victories, finishes, and submission victories in UFC history, his 3 flyweight title defenses pale in comparison to Johnson's 11. If Pantoja hopes to truly cement his place as the best, defeating Mighty Mouse would be a monumental next step. But the retired champion had some bad news. Guys, I got offered $2 million to fight. I turned it down. I don't care to fight anymore, replied DJ on Twitter. YouTube video dropping soon, smiley face. In the night's co-main event welterweight title eliminator, the undefeated Shavkat Rakhmonov defeated the undefeated Ian Machado Garry by unanimous decision. Next up, his original opponent, the welterweight champion Belal Muhammad. The 2 top contenders engaged in a tactical battle, with Rakhmonov controlling the pace until round 4, when Garry almost locked in a rear naked choke. The unbeaten Kazakh fighter managed to escape, and he continued to press on for the win. Muhammad was initially slated to face Rakhmonov, but had to withdraw due to a serious toe injury. He was there for an in-cage face-off too, and after watching Shavkat go the distance for the first time in his career, the champ is more confident than ever. I knew that I was going to be able to beat both of them, whoever came out on top, started Belal. But after watching it, getting another 5 rounds of seeing it, now I know it's going to be a fight for me that I'm going to walk through. Performance of the night bonuses from UFC 310 went to Alexandre Pantoja, Vicente Luque and Chase Hooper for their first-round submissions, and Kennedy Nzechukwu for his first-round TKO in the night's opener. In other UFC news, the heavyweight champ Jon Jones, who expressed the desire to fight light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira after retaining his title with a third-round TKO of Stipe Miocic at UFC 309, has officially piqued Poatan's interest. I was happy to see the initiative he had to speak that on the microphone, to express to everybody that he wants to fight me, Pereira said. We both want it, but it doesn't come down to us. We have to see what plans the organization has for us. The organization is pushing for Jones to unify the titles with the UFC's interim champion, Tom Aspinall, who Jones will have to fight or face being stripped of the title. On that fight, though, Pereira, who is expected to face Magomed Ankalaev in his next defense, believes Jones would win that fight, so he could be next anyway. I think Jon Jones has a lot of experience on his side. Some people say Aspinall this, Aspinall that, but it comes down to experience, Pereira stated. Jon Jones is a seasoned guy. He's been there, so I think he wins. UFC CEO Dana White has weighed in on the PFL's roster woes, with several high-profile Bellator fighters looking for their release. In August of 2023, Saudi investors injected $100 million into the PFL, signaling their ambition to expand the promotion's global presence and challenge the UFC's dominance. One of their early moves was acquiring Bellator, aiming to host 8 Bellator Champions Series events in 2024. With each featuring at least 2 title fights. However, the plan faltered, with only 5 events taking place and just one featuring multiple championship bouts. "You guys know what the is going on," said White to the situation. "When you see that start to happen, you're running out of money. Things aren't looking good, and you're gonna have people that want to jump ship. We'll just have to wait and see." Christian Lee's highly anticipated return at One Fight Night 26 had an anticlimactic finish. His defense of the lightweight MMA belt against Alibeg Rasulov ended in a no contest when an accidental eye poke in the second round left Rasulov unable to continue. The 26-year-old Lee returned to the ring after a 2-year hiatus to recover from the tragic death of his sister Victoria. The undefeated Turk was ready to welcome him back, but he wasn't ready for the eye poke. After a tightly contested first round, the action only picked up in the second until another close quarter exchange saw a wayward finger from Lee stop Rasulov in his tracks. With a constant stream of wild exchanges, an eye poke or a clash of heads or a low blow seemed inevitable. The extent of the damage wasn't expected though, and with Rasulov's left eye quickly closing, the permanent stoppage of the contest was the only logical choice. Given the outcome, expect the two to run it back sometime early next year. In the Muay Thai co-main, Kong Torani broke Nakrob's 5-fight winning streak. In the early going, Nakrov pushed the 28-year-old rising star backward, only to find himself being rattled 3 times in the first round. In the second frame, Kong Torani stayed on the back foot and picked off his advancing foe with punches and elbows. He even scored an 8 count when he landed a counter left hand to the temple of Nakrov, which only extended his already sizable lead. Nakrov had his moments, especially following the knockdown when he realized he had to turn up the output to get the win. But by the third round, the number 4 ranked flyweight could barely see out of his right eye, and it was clear to everyone else who was in control. The judge's unanimous decision only confirmed it, and Kong Torani improved his record to 71-16 in a thrilling candidate for Fight of the Year. And in the other title fight of the night, Mayssa Bastos defended her women's Atomweight submission grappling world title with a hard-fought, fast-paced victory in her rematch with the former champ, Danielle Kelly. The first time they met was in August at One Fight Night 24, when Kelly was the reigning champion, making her first defense against the Brazilian superstar Bastos. And it was Bastos who walked away with the belt and a $50K performance bonus. Just like in their first meeting, the grapplers engaged in a closely contested battle that saw each woman finding moments of success. But with just seconds remaining in the contest, Bastos latched onto a tight heel hook to secure the match's one and only catch. That buzzer-beater attempt earned the 27-year-old the unanimous decision win, extending her grappling record out to 120-12, and further solidified her as the planet's top women's atomweight grappler.
Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.